Okay, so now I've enabled the hand targeting for all of the fingers, so let's see if it is working correctly. Let's remove these are the old ones with old retargeting factors. So let's try the human one first. And this actually seems to be correct. Yes! It's looking a little bit odd, but the avatar is a little bit creepy, so it's working. It is working. Can do thumbs up. My knuckles are also a little bit flimsy, but I should have new kids arriving soon, so hopefully that will help. But it seems like all of the retargeting is actually working correctly now. So that's also not getting weirdly twisted. The normals on this one are really weird, so it's kinda bleh. Let's try another one. Let's try the skeleton. Yes. Let's try. Now I can drink fancy drinks. Okay. It seems it's picking the wrong bone for this one, so like it's only rotating the tip of the finger. So I need to adjust which of the segments is actually being chosen when there's multiple. Looks like the thumb, it actually has one less bone, but some of the rigs actually have extra bone, so I need to like pick which one is the right one. So, but it's a detail. So is the hail guy. Yes. So this is it's a little bit messy with all of the arrows, but this is I think I'm pretty much done. So let's try another. There's another thing I might. Oh, actually, this is working right. Oh, this is perfect. I thought like this one would actually need some adjustments because by default the fingers on this one are curled, but this is really good. Okay, let's try this one. This one might be a little bit messed up because it has the yeah, it has like the what's it called? Uh, well, the logic cribbage essentially just curls the fingers, so it's kind of messed up. Like, but if I extend my hand, it should be more or less all right. I'll try another purple first. Let's try the Sonic again. And just this a lot of. But is this? That's pretty much working. I've never. Okay, let's try this one. Let's try the icing again. Perfect. The bone is a little bit weird again on this one. I think maybe just maybe the rigging. Okay, but mostly details. Oh, let's try the room guy. There's the room guy. The funny thing is because I have it for testing, they're actually. Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't actually have finger bones. It seems. What a shame. So weird. Okay. And of course, let's try my avatar. Let me actually try. I cannot use my avatar in this war because of the avatar protection. There we go. Okay, so it is definitely picking the wrong bone for this one. Also, I need for this one, I'll need to set up. Yeah, this is picking the wrong one. I need to pick the one stronger than that, but actually seems to be working alright. Some of the avatars might also need a little bit of like a manual adjustment. I also might need to like tweak the system a little bit, but I think the system is pretty much there. All of the hard problems of actually retargeting the fingers are solved. This is weird. So it's mostly fixing various details right now. Okay, I want to try more avatars. Let's try Palm's avatar. Oh, the rigging of this one is weird. I don't think that's the OK system though. Let's see. Let's try rig. Perfect. Can you do just... I don't know, let's try mirror. Where's a mirror? What? Something's broken. I think actually my new Unity version. Well, I'll have to look at this. Let's try camera at least. Come on. Magic camera, there we go. Haha. So working. Finally. It's actually just getting the targeting to work correctly. That's the hardest part, and it's kinda tends to tangle my head. Just thinking of like all the coordinate systems, thinking what needs to be transitioned where, what needs to be transformed, in which coordinate system is it being computed, and which coordinate system is it being represented. So it's kind of, I'm glad that this is working because everything else is just a detail right now. So the hard part is pretty much done. Spooky was these don't have finger bones. Body scans. Let's try a body scan. Let's try the scientist guy. His hands are a little bit weird. What's up with this finger? It might be. Is it weird? What is this whooping? Okay, so why is the thumb weird on this one? Maybe just the rig, maybe. Not sure, maybe it's the default offset. I mean, technically has correct. The offsets are right, it just seems like it's an extra offset that needs to be adjusted. But like I said, details. This is pretty much working as it should. Okay, this is weird. This is weird. Of course, I need to make like a module because right now it's just feeding the data directly and just for testing. But I don't have essentially a module which is like feeding the data. It will synchronize it using streams, which is going to be much more efficient than just changing the positions in here. And also it will actually support like multiple sources. Essentially, you can use Leap Motion as well for the finger tracking. You could use the Oculus controllers, even like the original Vive controllers will work, but those are like very limited. and like what did I want to say? Mm, and also you'll be essentially to plug like predefined gestures. So like if you don't have a good finger tracking solution, you can just feed it some. You can feed it some predefined gestures, select them, or even have like some heuristics or animations. For example, it'll pick uh, it'll pick a pulse based like on the relative rotation of your hand, the way people have done it already on their avatars, but it'll be much more modularized because it will work on any avatar. And also, like once you have the finger tracking solution, it will actually use that instead of like the predefined gestures. So it'll essentially decouple the source of the finger position data from the avatar itself. But of course, like if somebody wants a custom solution, they will still be able to just get rid of the system on the avatar and just use whatever they wish. But this one should be a lot more powerful. It's just making me so happy just saying this. Let's see, what else do I have? Okay, let's try some of the. That sound next time is a little bit weird. Um, let's try. Let's try some of the avatars in the news folder. Let's try the one made by Delirious Jax. Let's try this one. Let's try the circle one. Let's see. Oh, this one actually it doesn't have the. It doesn't have the right hand rig. Oh, never mind. I'll use this one then. Okay. So again, working all right. Again, the wrong bone is picked for the last one, so I'll need to tweak that. But I think this is pretty good otherwise. My index is a little bit messed up. My strap is actually broken on this one, so I cannot hold it the way it's supposed to be held, so the pink is a little bit there. But other than that, it seems to be working. Let's try business layer avatar. I'm not sure. This one I think it actually has its own finger solutions, so this might be messing up. Yeah, it's messing it up. Other than that, like it seems to be working. Oh, let's try this one. This one is actually interesting. It doesn't have this is only. Oh, these are going the wrong direction. I think it's just the rigging on this one, so maybe the rig. I believe essentially you also be able like to adjust the offsets manually after on the avatar, so you can like test it out and fix any discrepancies. The main thing is just making it work correctly. Let's try the change order gun. Come on, load. There we go. Yeah, this one also has 4 fingers. It has like extra finger. Yeah, this is also working alright. Except the arrows are really huge on this one. So let me reset my scale. So let's see. The thumb needs to be a little bit of work, but all the offsets are alright. So that's pretty much it. So I'll be doing various tweaks and fixing the details, but I think the hard part is now done. So it is working. So finger tracking solution in Neos coming pretty soon. So I'll see you later with more updates. Bye bye. Bye bye.